This is everything you need to know about the ending for X-Men 97, as well as some theories on what they're going to be doing in season 2. Is Wolverine dead? Is Gambit coming back to life? And what other crazy storylines, cameos, and Easter eggs are we going to see in season 2? Don't worry, I got you. This is your spoiler warning, so if you don't want to be spoiled, make sure you drop a like, follow, come back later, because I do want to hear your thoughts. The season ends with the world thinking that the X-Men are dead, until Bishop shows up to Forge's place and reveals that they've actually been displaced across time. One group of X-Men in 3000 BC Egypt, and Jean Grey and Scott Summers in the future, 3960 AD. The group stuck in Egypt being Rogue, Nightcrawler, Professor X, Beast, and Magneto as they encounter another mutant. One of the first mutants ever in En-Sabah, who, if you didn't know, is actually a young Apocalypse. Now, something important to note is that a variant of Kang the Conqueror himself and Rama-Tut is actually responsible for En-Sabah becoming the Apocalypse we all know. Could he have been the one that displaced the X-Men across timeline? Potentially. But back in the future with Scott and Jean, they actually encounter the Askani clan, who I believe under this hood is Rachel Summers, Scott and Jean's daughter. But they also encounter a young Cable, Nathan Summers. So it seems like they're setting up for an adaptation of the adventures of Cyclops and Phoenix, which is actually a really great and fun series about Scott and Jean being able to finally raise a son. But what you'll notice is that we have a group of X-Men unaccounted for. Morph, Wolverine, and Storm are nowhere to be found, which brings us back to present-day Genosha and Apocalypse reeling for the death of all of his children, which is when he picks up the Queen of Hearts card. The cards are always in his favor, mon ami. But this is obviously alluding to the fact that Gambit is dead, but not for good, because from dead, Apocalypse is going to turn him into Death, one of his 4 horsemen of the Apocalypse. Now, I have a working theory that this group of Morph, Storm, and Wolverine are stuck at some point in time during the present day, where due to the fact that the adamantium has been pulled from his bones, Wolverine is going to go feral, which is going to lead him to turning to Apocalypse to get his adamantium back, and turning into one of his horsemen of the Apocalypse, and potentially the same for Storm and Morph. In the comics, Wolverine also becomes Death, so I think they'll switch it up and adapt it so that Wolverine is War, Gambit is Death, Pestilence is Morph, and Storm is Famine. Or Apocalypse could also revive Bastion and make Sinister one of his horsemen, just like the comics. Either way, what we're getting in season 2 is not Age of Apocalypse, it's Ages of Apocalypse. Plus, don't forget that Professor X and Magneto are 1000% on their way to becoming Onslaught, which might just cause even more problems. That's just season 2. Season 3, I think we're gonna get X-Men versus the Avengers. That's a whole nother video for a whole nother day. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, and as always, like and follow. FOMO.